has continued to receive instruction from
Great tunes,
Ronnie
top grade.
McLeod and Mike Cusack. Derek is a very avid competitor, won all sorts of different prizes. The prize list goes on for most of the page. I won't bother you with that. But he also ends up with, is competing at the grade 1 band level, City of Washington, Toronto Police, Scottish Power, and currently is a member of St. Thomas Alumni Pipe Band. He is also a piping adjudicator in the EUSPBA and is a member of their music board. He's also branch chairman. And he's served for many years on the Competing Pipers Association Committee, that's from Scotland, and was elected president from 2020 to 2025. And then what everybody wants to know, Derek's pipe setup. I've done some sleuthing. Derek plays a set of nail drones, 2018, a Bannatyne Willie McCallum bag, easy drone tenors. How he gets the sound out of those, I don't know. A Jean-Claude Ayou bass. Yeah, I can't find those. I gave him a tenor, but I get yeah, those white ones, yeah. Roddy McLeod Channer with a McPhee reed. So, there you go. See if you can duplicate his sound. So anyway, the tune that Derek has been before is Lady MacDonald's Lament. It's one of the Piobaireachd Society Gold Medal set tunes for this year. It's also a set tune for the senior competitors. And Phineas records that the tune is stated to have been composed by Angus MacArthur in the year 1790. MacArthur was piper to the MacDonald family, and on the death of Elizabeth Diana, Lady of Alexander, First Lord MacDonald, he composed the tune. The MacArthur family of pipers are very important in the history of piping. The great importance of Angus MacArthur to piping lies not what he did during his lifetime, but he was responsible for a manuscript of 30 Piobaireachd, 6 composed by members of his family. It was set down in staff notation. Probably one of the first instances of Piobaireachd being set down in staff notation. And when Angus MacArthur died in London about 1820, thus ended the hereditary pipers of the Lord of the Isles. So, Lady MacDonald's Salute, very, very beautiful tune, poignant tune, lovely tune. I think you'll enjoy it. I had some notes in there, but I can't find my other tune notes. Anyway.
I'm just going to add one little editorial comment.
Go right ahead.
MacArthur, only because I spend time in my life looking at old manuscripts way more than I should. When Angus MacArthur put this manuscript together, he was a very elderly man, unable to write. And he had another fellow write for him, John MacGregor. And then John MacGregor was part of a very famous family of pipers. The MacGregors served as the Queen's piper and all that. But anyway, the interesting thing about this manuscript, it was written on only 4 lines. Translation, unreadable. You can't read that thing. Like, what? So, yeah, it's like, I've tried to read it. It's like very, very hard to write with, hard to explain, but low G is your bottom line. Anyway, when the Piobaireachd Society came along back in 1930 on this tune, some guys did some serious props for translating that into something that regular mortals like us can actually read. And they did a great job of that. But when the Martin MacArthur MacGregor manuscripts were republished about 30 years ago with funding from University of Aberdeen and a couple other places, Piobaireachd Society, they did a cool job, in my opinion, of photocopying the original from MacArthur MacGregor, and then a whole transpositional explanation of how they came up with these decisions, because there were numerous errors in the cadences. And then actually wrote it in playable piper talk. So anyway, cool guy. They were able to tap into his when he's a very elderly authority. Yeah, I know random